In this week's Parsha Ki Tetzei, we all know the famous beginning with the Isha Yifat Toar, and we all know the famous ending with Parshat Zachor talking about the destruction of Amalek. I want to talk with you about something that's a little lesser known section at the end of Shlishi, when the Torah talks about those who aren't or not allowed to marry into the Jewish people. The Torah says, Lo yavo Amoni u'Moavi b'kal Hashem. You're not allowed to marry a convert from the nations of Ammon and Moab. And it goes on to elaborate why. Crime number one is that they didn't go ahead and assist you, bring you bread and water when you were refugees. And crime number two, that they hired Bilam with the goal of cursing you and ultimately being able to defeat you. And the question is, Chazal point out that these two nations and these two crimes are unique. The nation of Ammon is the one who are responsible for not helping us, not bringing bread and water to assist us, and the nation of Moab are the ones who hired Bilam. So why are these two nations lumped together like this? The Ramban points out that these two nations of Ammon and Moab have a similar ancestry. They're both the sons of Lot. Lot, who famously was saved both by Abraham and because of Abraham. When Lot moved to Sodom and was embroiled in the war of the 4 kings and the 5 kings, Abraham went ahead and saved him. And again, when Sodom was going to be destroyed, the Torah tells us that Lot was saved in the merit of Avraham Avinu, his uncle. And so the question becomes, okay, what does that have anything to do? Why are these two nations lumped together? Why do I care about the fact that they're descended from Avraham? So the Ramban continues and says that these two nations, hayu chayavim la'asot tova im Yisrael. They had an obligation. They had a responsibility of hakarat hatov. If someone does something for you, you have an obligation to recognize that and to repay that if you have the opportunity. And here, both Ammon and Moab had the opportunity to do a chesed, to treat Bnei Yisrael in a certain way, and they did not take advantage of that. And because the Torah is highlighting that because they lack this midah of hakarat hatov, therefore they're not allowed to enter into the Jewish people. Rav Moshe Feinstein in Drash Moshe takes this idea one step further. He says that the source of these two crimes, of Ammon and Moab, of not assisting the Jewish people and hiring Bilam with the goal of destroying the Jewish people, they're both sourced in the idea of sin'ah, of hatred. That if I could turn my back on someone and fail to assist them, just as easily I have the potential to seek to destroy them. Both ideas are rooted in that hatred. What the Ramban and Rav Moshe are really saying here is two things. Not only are they highlighting the importance of hakarat hatov, but also citing the danger of if we lack that midah. If a person can't recognize the good that someone does to them, especially if they owe them, that individual is inherently flawed. There's something missing. And really, they're teaching us a lesson that is much more about what it means to be Jewish than who you are or not allowed to marry. Shabbat Shalom.